What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Living in Grand Junction, Colorado. Today, another super fun one for you. We're going to do another Q&A. It's been about a year since the last one. So 10 questions and hopefully 10 answers that go right behind those 10 questions. And we're going to do it right now. What is going on, everybody? I'm Robert Hayes, and along with my wife, Christie, we are the Hayes Home Group right here in Grand Junction, Colorado. Hey, if you're brand new to this channel and you're doing a little research about Grand Junction, thinking about moving out this way, but you need to know more, click on that subscribe button, tap the bell over there somewhere. That way you're notified every single time we post a new video. We are literally getting phone calls every single day from folks looking to move out this way. So if that's you, reach out, give us a phone call, shoot us a text, send us an email on any question that you might have. And if you're looking to move out this way, we've got your back days, nights, weekends when moving here to Grand Junction. So about a year ago, we did this question and answers, 10 questions, and we compiled another list of 10 questions. So make sure you stay tuned to the end, because maybe that 10th question is the one that you have and it's the exact answer that you're looking for. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. All right, question number 1 comes to us from Barbara Summers, and Barbara asks, I heard Grand Junction or Colorado has gotten to a mask mandate, which doesn't bother me, but I like the idea of friendly people, not a big population. Also, small town values is great by me. Freedom as well. So Barbara, you've got 3 of those 4 correct. So small town, check. Low population, check. Freedom, check. What was the other one? Anyway, you got all of them right, except for there is no mask mandate here in Grand Junction, Colorado. So come on in, enjoy that freedom. Kids are in school, in-person learning, no short-term remote nonsense, and there's no mask requirement in the schools either. No vaccine passports, no mandates. So it's funny, we actually have a ton of clients coming from the West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington, and when they get here, we're usually meeting them at a little cafe down on Main Street, and we're already inside. We already know who they are before we they even say their name. They got their mask on, they got their vaccine card ready to show someone. I'm like, guys, look, this is not California. This is not Oregon. This is not Illinois. It's free here. So go ahead and throw that mask off if you want to. Of course, we're certainly not, going to tell anyone what they have to or not to do, I should say. But yeah, if you're, looking for that freedom, looking to be opened for, doing anything that you want, basically, without having those restrictions, you're good to go here in Grand Junction. Okay, question number 2 comes to us from Romeo, and Romeo asks, great video. Not sure what video that was, but whatever it was, he said it was a great one. Haven't been to GJ yet, but I really enjoyed Moab, and I like the proximity to Grand Junction. Are there a lot of Californians moving there? So yeah, we're helping a ton of folks from the West Coast, Romeo, coming out this way. And I think a lot of the reason is probably, not everybody, but probably a lot of folks are thinking the same thing. Look, we can work remote now. We're done with, being locked down. We're done with doing the remote learning for the kids 2 years into this thing now. So we're getting, a lot of folks from California. So again, the good news is their mindset is the same mindset that you might have, which is the folks moving out this way are kind of leaving that nonsense and that madness behind. So they're coming out here looking to enjoy the freedom and being able to enjoy not just that, but obviously the outdoor environment, the incredible lifestyle, the scenery, the monument, the Colorado River, the mountain biking. So all those things, people are just kind of done with that crazy city life. They're ready to kind of slow it down a little bit, a little lower stress, lower the blood pressure, all those good things that Grand Junction has to offer. Okay, question number 3 comes to us from Fort Collins Mike. Mike asks, why are spyglass homes priced lower? So Spyglass Ridge, we actually just did a video about a week or 2 ago on Spyglass. It's in the southeast part of town. It's kind of one of the premier neighborhoods in Grand Junction. And so the reason why the home price, let's say that same home in the Redlands, is probably going to be another $100,000. Well, you don't have that exquisite premier monument view that you would have in Spyglass Ridge versus the Redlands area, you still have a monument view. And then just in general, the price point in the southeast part of town is probably about number 4, number 5 as far as the lowest price point. So we have probably 9, 10 different areas in Grand Junction. So just because the price point on average in the southeast is a little bit lower, you're going to see a little bit lower price point, even with those exquisite homes there in Spyglass. So hope that makes sense. Okay, the next question comes to us from Leslie Stewart, and she asked, no trees, question mark, high desert? Well, yeah, Leslie, we absolutely are considered to be in the high desert in what they call the banana belt of the western side of Colorado, but there are an abundance of trees all around. Now, you're certainly going to have those rockscapes, those red rocks up towards the monument area, and then you go off to the Book Cliffs. It's kind of the desert out to the north part of town, but in town, there are plenty of old growth trees and greenery to satisfy that tree thing that you're looking for. Even off to the east end of the valley in Palisade, wine country, plenty of green out there. And you go a little higher up to the elevations of, let's say the Grand Mesa, which we've told you a million times, the world's largest flat top mountain, just about 40 minutes away through east on I-70. Plenty of trees up there. It's, 7,000, 8,000 feet, and it's only about 40 minutes away. But yeah, here in the valley, you'll see trees all over the place. All right, the next question comes to us from Clark Orion, and Clark asked, just curious, what are the peak winter low and summer high temperatures? In terms of hiking, where would you find the nearest hot spring? So 2 questions there from Clark. So basically, I did a video on this a few months ago from the month of March to November, and this freaks people out. The average temperature in Grand Junction is 74 degrees. When I posted that as a community post on our YouTube page, I got answers like 48, 51, 32. Nope, from March to November, the average temperature is 74. Now, in the summertime, you're definitely going to see maybe a week stretch. Well, we will hit that 100 degrees, but it's maybe, again, 4 or 5 days tops in the summer. Average high in the summertime is going to be probably 92, 94, something along those lines. And in the wintertime, it is, January 7th when we're shooting this video. Today was going to be probably low 40s. So that's pretty typical what you're going to see as far as the high temperatures starting January, February into March. Things obviously warm up even more than that. Low temperatures, you can certainly get overnight into single digits in the winter. But again, that usually we didn't even have our first measurable snowfall until 2 days after Christmas. So that's kind of what you can expect for winter and it going into the summer. And as far as your second question, Clark, where's the nearest hot springs? You can go about an hour east on Interstate 70 and hit Glenwood Springs. You can go to the Glenwood Hot Springs, which is basically this giant pool. It's, I don't know what the temperature is, probably 90 degrees, something like that. And then kind of a newer hot springs, it's, maybe 5, 6 years old, I think now, which is Iron Mountain Hot Springs, still in the town of Glenwood Springs. And they have those little individual pods, probably, 20 pools or so. And it starts at 104 degrees, I think, 104, 103. And then you can go to other pods where it's maybe, 102 and then down to 100 and 98, so on and so forth. So Iron Mountain Hot Springs, Glenwood Hot Springs, just about an hour away. Okay, the next question comes to us from Mediocre Builder, and he asks, or she asks, I would like to see neighborhoods with community pools. Thanks again. So going back to that Spyglass Ridge video that we just completed, that's one of maybe just a handful of kind of master plan communities that actually have a community center with a community pool attached to it, and Spyglass Ridge is one of those. Another neighborhood in the Redlands is the Redlands Mesa Golf Course community. There's also a community center and a community pool there as well. And I mean, just off the top of my head, that's about it as far as actual community centers in a neighborhood. Now, that said, out in Orchard Mesa, they have a community center with a community pool that's for the whole area, the whole, town of well, anybody can go there really. And it's like $5 for the whole day and you can go swimming there. Off to the west end of the valley in Fruita, you have the Fruita Community Center, which also has a pool, indoor and outdoor pool. And again, that's a community pool for the entire community, or anybody, again, for that matter, in the whole valley can head out there to the Fruita Community Center and go swimming out there. Okay, the next question comes to us from Earful Woohoo. That's a cool name. Hospitals, question mark, public transportation, question mark. All right, let's dive into the hospitals. In Fruita, on the west end of the valley, let's go west to east. You've got Colorado Canyons Hospital. It's a newer facility. It's in Fruita. So if you do decide to reside in Fruita, you've got your own hospital right there. And it's probably only about 11, 12 years old. So it's fairly new. And then coming out east, you've got Community Hospital, which is a facility in the northwest part of town. And then our main hospital is St. Mary's Hospital. It's in the north part of town, right off Patterson Road. We've shot some video and showed the exterior of that as well. And then we have one of the nation's most highly regarded VA hospitals on Patterson as well. Actually, that's on North Avenue, and that's right in the north area as well. So you got the VA, you got St. Mary's, you got Community Hospital, and then off to the west end, you've got Colorado Canyons out there in Fruita. Public transportation, our average commute time is like 12 minutes, so we don't really need any public transportation, although we do have Grand Valley Transit. It's a bus service. Take it wherever you want to go. Discounts for seniors, college students, the whole deal. So as far as public transportation, you can certainly lean on that if you need to. All right, the next question is from Mariana, and she asks, can you do a video about how old or young the crowd is? Let me start that over. Can you make a video about how the people are? And then it continues, older or young crowd, or is it a mix? Friendly environment, or are people kept more to themselves? So no, people do not keep to themselves here. This is a very open, small town vibe, that old fashioned community lifestyle. So people will just give you their shirt off their back to help you. They'll say hello, good morning, good night. You open the door, they say thanks. Just weird stuff. That used to happen way back in the day, still happens here. As far as the demographics, I looked at some stats. It's been probably about 8 months since I've done that, and I'm sure it hasn't changed much. So it's a great mix as far as demographics here. So you would think, and it certainly is, a great place to retire. That makes up only about 30% of our total demographics here in Grand Junction. What's more prevalent lately is young entrepreneurs, young families coming out here. That's another 30%. And you got 30%, singles, no family, and they're not in their retirement years. So you got like 30, 30, and 30. It's a great mix. So specifically, the younger crowd, like me, of course, I'm in that lower 30%. But that's how it looks here in Grand Junction. Okay, next question comes to us from Sarah Hagan, and she asks, what's the internet like in Red Rocks Valley? Love all the trails, especially since I walk my dog daily. So yeah, Red Rocks Valley is a great part of town, Redlands area, all those walking trails. As far as internet, we pretty much recommend Charter Spectrum for all our clients that are moving out this way. That's what we personally use. And it's got, I don't know, 58,000 gigabytes or whatever the heck they have as far as, speed and all that sort of thing. I know it works for us, so we never had any issues, and that's pretty much throughout the entire valley. So if you're looking for that high-speed internet capability, in fact, a lot of remote workers that we've helped move here, that's what they're going with. So Charter Spectrum is probably the way to go. All right, final question from Vanaru1. How is it for horse people? Are there places to board horses, and how much are they a month? What is the price range for a small horse property for 2 horses? Thank you. So as far as boarding horses, yeah, there's a ton of places in the valley that you can board horses. And the little research that I've done, it looks like it goes from, a couple $100 to a little pen stable, and it can go all the way up from there for, pasture situation if you want your horse to just roam free. I've seen $400 or $500, maybe $600 for something along those lines. But if you're looking just for kind of a short term, you take your horse there and they have something to, a place to eat and, kind of spin around a little bit with some room. A couple $100 is what you're looking for. And then as far as what those properties cost, it just depends on the area. I mean, there's, acre and 2 acre properties in a prime desirable location in town that could, cost you 800 grand. There's property off in the west and southeast part of town that, again, because those price points in general are going to be a little bit lower, you could probably get into a horse property for, $500,000 is my guess. But we can certainly point you in the right direction when it comes to that time. Now, as far as the city itself, you can have one horse per every quarter acre, and you can have up to 2 horses for every half acre. Outside of those city limits and specific zoning ordinances, you can certainly have more than that, just depending. But in the city, again, a quarter acre gets you a quarter. If you have a quarter horse on a quarter acre, so a whole acre, I guess you have a whole horse. I'm not sure how that works. That was kind of a bad joke. But anyway, there you go as far as horses. So 10 questions, 10 answers, baby. One of those questions and one of those answers was exactly what you were looking for. We'll do it again once we compile another 10. But until then, again, if you love this information and you're thinking about moving out this way, as brokers here in the state of Colorado, we love doing these videos, but we would love nothing more than to help you accomplish your real estate goals here in Grand Junction. So that information popping up below, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, even send that carrier pigeon. Whatever you need to do, we've got your back when moving to Grand Junction. Until the next video, we'll catch you later.